12 better not pull me over. Championship going dumb. Nothing to something I won. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way.
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl. And we've got a classic in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the New One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? Akeem Hunt now to return. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Derrick Henry. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail! Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail!
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail!
A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. It's complete to Fuller. And this is good for a 1st down, his 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Left, 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 left!
Now a handoff to Henry. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the 1st half. Maybe not so much in the 2nd half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They go play fake. Mahomes. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Allen on to punt as he gets this one away. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. First carry for Amir Abdullah. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
A second down run for Abdullah. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Back-to-back one-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a third down and 8.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first two plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a third and long at the outset of this drive. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. He'll look to throw. He goes full extension, and he's got it. They convert on third with a gain of 22.
A Hall of Fame coach once said, there are no medals for trying. And that wasn't a trying effort, was it? That was a winning effort. How about that great catch?
Excellent. They know, hey, you lose this game, you get a ding or two. You got 7 months to heal. They're going to go all out. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. On first down, Abdullah. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. They'll drop to throw. He goes underneath to Abdullah. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. And a loss of 3 to bring up fourth. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. He
It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They go play action. Now Mahomes eluding the pressure right. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Will Fuller, 53 yards. And the Giants strike quickly here for 6 points. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
Jakeem Grant now to return. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Yeah, get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And they begin the drive with a duel. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. In on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
This is Abdullah, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down. The play fake. He'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now a play fake here on first down. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. Again to Henry. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
They go play action here on first down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
So what's the word I'm looking for here about how this drive just started?
Disjointed?
I'll go with that one. I mean, think about it. First down, took a bad loss on a running play. Take the sack on second down. Now they got to come up with something big here on third.
After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
Ready. Green 39. Green 39. Z.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Evades the tackler, and now some space. That one good for 14 yards. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Well, it looks like they caught him off guard on 2nd and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite the grain, and that worked very well for them. Picked up really nice yardage, but they still have a lot of work to do on 3rd down.
In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing 3rd down.
There we go. Green 39.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And he is all the way up past the 25.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Detroit! Detroit!
They start the drive with a duel. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Called out a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll be back with more in the NFC title bout after this. The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Now back to throw. He sets to fire deep. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. Earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did it.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
And the Giants ready to come out now. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end. And it's 3rd and short.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. He finds his target, Fuller. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 10. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. So out come the Falcons now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. He rifles one that's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
And now it's blocked. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Back to throw now on first down. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And that one results in 35 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for first and 10. On first down, he'll drop to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Back to throw again. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for second and goal. They'll set up a throw. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is fielded at the goal line. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he takes it the distance. No time remaining.
No cloth on the field.
Yeah, no flags, and it's a kickoff return to end the first half. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting play.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jordan Willis in there to get him for his second sack of the night. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means they're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 5 yards gets them back near the original line of scrimmage as they'll be left with a 3rd and long. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. And in this weather, and I know you weren't a quarterback, you were on the defensive side of things, but how hard is it to throw that football?
It can't be easy because you never know how the moisture is going to affect things, and each quarterback handles it differently. Some of them are a little bit better than others. Depends on whether they wear a glove, not wear a glove. How cold is it? You know, all those things go into it. But it goes to everything else. Keeping your footing when you're running routes. Supposedly you have the advantage as a receiver because you know where you're going, but that's not easy as well. Finally, just locating the ball when it finally comes through the snow. Kids love it. Kids love snow. Players, not so much at times.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Now he steps away. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
Zero.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Hot! Hot!
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Derrick Henry. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Henry. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
We've got plenty of weather here today. We've got some snow going on, and they've come out of a dome. And there have been two ways of getting ready for this. Some have said, don't worry about the weather. Just practice in your normal conditions and handle it on game day. And others have said, find some weather, find some conditions somewhere, and try and get ready. What do you think?
Well, whatever the preparation there, the snow causing the fumble. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Matt Ioannidis in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw. But he'll be hit from behind, and he is landed on hard.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And now out come the Giants. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away.
And he loses the football a second time.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On second down, it's Dixon. And he'll power his way up near the 25. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. Dixon on the pitch. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Looking to throw is Mahomes. It's complete to Fuller. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Henry. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Slow. Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Giants on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12. They go play fake. Mahomes. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. Give him 30 yards there.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play on the football.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Derrick Henry taking it in from a yard out. And the Giants add on to their lead. Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long, and they made themselves today, as you can see, the class of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like a Super Bowl trip is very much in their future.
And the fans starting to book those tickets. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. It'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Ioannidis in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And got his man complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Falcons get a bit closer.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is fielded at the goal line. Spinning past him. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll get this one up to the 26. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. He's picked off at his own 47.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer.
And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. They're going to look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Derwin James with a pick. Time for a break. Back with more in the NFC Championship game after this. They begin with Henry. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Whistles now in a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. after the loss to start out. Here's 2nd and 11. And the busy night for Henry continues. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. And the Falcons going to use another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Henry. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Ryan Allen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Detroit!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Shaquille Griffin with a pick, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
They'll run with Henry, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
And they get to hoist the Hallis Trophy. Unbelievable victory. Moving on to the Super Bowl.
I only hope that these players understand exactly who is behind that trophy. George S. Hallis, one of the creators of this great game of football of ours and creator of the NFL. What an amazing feeling and an amazing accomplishment.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.